So I went through and answered your questions for my 666 subscriber shameless bragger gas bag video. Lots of great questions. Let's see what some of you asked. When did you realize that Satan was your one true Lord? Excellent question. Well, Satan isn't my one true Lord. I am Satan. I wouldn't worship myself. That's why I have minions. Do you see yourself as an MRA or egalitarian? I'm pretty much anti-labels. It only fuels preconceived biases when presenting an argument, and people have a nasty habit of trying to attack the label rather than the argument. It happens on both sides, and it doesn't further the conversation any. If people want to stick a label on me, I would say egalitarian. Will you accept me as your Lord and Savior? Beware of false prophets, which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly are ravening wolves. I think that about covers it. You have 5 feminists of your choosing, all injected with the truth serum. What would you ask them? That's a really tough question, because a truth serum would imply that they are knowingly deceiving when that might not be the case. Like many cults, many of its followers just blindly believe what they're told, and if they believe it, a truth serum wouldn't bring out anything different from their lips. That said, I guess my question would be, have you ever spouted a feminist talking point or provided a personal anecdote knowing it was blatantly false just to further your feminist agenda? Whoa, speed round. Are you autistic? No. Who is your favorite Pokemon? Was never really into Pokemon. Are you a virgin? No. Who is your favorite pony? Roger. He was a Shetland pony about 40 inches in height and great with kids. Are you a furry and or a brony? No. Do you have a Sonic original character and or a persona? Well, according to this totally legit quiz site, I'm a lion. How many hours do you have in Minecraft? 0. Do you live with your parents? Yes, while going to school. Do you own a body pillow? No. How many digits of pi can you recite? 3.1415926535. Who is your waifu? Waifu? Google.com. Waifu. Huh. Watashi wa kekkon shite imasen yo. Are you asexual? Definitely not. Is double D better than triple D? Well, that's subjective, but I'm more of a B to C man myself. Do you really like Pokey? Who, him? No, I much prefer Gumby. How many Bad Dragon dildos do you own? None. What is your favorite anime or manga? I don't really have one. What childhood experience gave you the most long-lasting damage on your psyche and personality? Describe in detail. Enough said. Have you tried anal? Nope, probably never will. Who is your favorite Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle? Donatello. What's the best fish? Fish is gross. Do you think anti-feminist/anti-feminism is having an impact on feminism? The only empirical data we have on the subject are a few polls done by Gallup and a few news articles. It is definitely showing a downward trend, and I can see why feminism is fighting so hard to stay relevant because it is dying. I don't think, however, it will ever completely die out, though. That said, whether it is the cause of anti-feminism or feminism itself destroying itself from the inside is unknown. But a tidbit of information is that there are fewer people that identify as anti-feminist than feminist. If you wanted 3 feminists to take the red pill, who would they be? Okay, how about President Obama, Anita Sarkeesian, and maybe Lacey Green? And that's likely only because of the size of their audience. Next. I might have asked this before on a podcast, but you get to debate one feminist. Who? No one feminist in particular comes to mind, but any feminist that believes feminism means equality for all would be a person of interest. Next. If you had to have sex with one well-known feminist, who would you choose? Christina Hoff Sommers, hands down. She is a classy lady, and if it were anyone else, I'd probably have to gouge my eyes out with a spoon and take 6 Viagra. What are your thoughts on the Big Bang? Well, the Big Bang, like anything else, is just a theory, how the universe got started. It cannot be disproven, but as much as science wants to claim it as fact, it's still just a theory, and in of itself cannot be proven. The theory implies that there was a start to begin with, and we as humans cannot fathom infinity, as in no beginning. We people thought up of this Big Bang theory to get past this mind-boggling notion that there was actually no beginning. The universe has always existed. There was no Big Bang that got it started. Stars are born, and they die. Galaxies are formed, and they die. And this is the way it's always been. No start, no finish, and will continue for eternity. But hey, that's just a theory. A universe theory! Next. Can you disprove God? You mean prove he doesn't exist? No, and I wouldn't try either. Trying to prove something doesn't exist is infinitely times more difficult than proving something does exist. Was I the 666th subscriber? Can you tell us who it was? If so, who was it? There really is no way to tell since there are subscribers that just don't share their subscriptions publicly. They just won't show up. I did a quick calculation and YouTube shows about 40 subscribers per page. I was able to click through about 16 pages, and I have roughly about 70 subscribers, give or take, that like to keep things private. Good for them. Which YouTuber do you most emulate, and which YouTuber do you think best represents your ideals? Gosh, good question. As far as ideals go, I think the closest match I've found so far would be Zeus. He would take first place. He has a wide variety of subjects he has discussed, and it's rare that I disagree with him. Vernaculus is probably a very close second. As far as emulating goes, I find Teal Deer's methods quite agreeable. He not only gets the facts, but he's not afraid to throw in a covert insult, and many times an overt insult just simply for comedic reasons. Well, that's all. Thanks again for everyone's support. See you next time.